If I were living in Minnesota, this would be the perfect day to go fat biking. But here in the southeast, we're wholly unprepared to make the best of this weather. So I'm actually going to ride park today. Park? In the wintertime? Well, it just so happens that only 3 hours away, there's a downhill park that didn't receive any snow. It's called Windrock, and it's one of my favorite places in the world. Those of you unfamiliar with downhill parks should know that the vast majority of them turn to ski resorts in the wintertime. In fact, most downhill parks are primarily ski resorts, with mountain biking being a relatively recent addition for summer revenue. But Windrock's bike park is open year-round. Windrock is the most gloriously backwoods, characteristically southern bike park you could ever hope to visit. It's big enough to offer challenges, but small enough to feel intimate. This is their lodge. This is their chairlift. And here are their culinary facilities. And rental shop. Windrock has their priorities straight.
We're a lot less refined. Like a lot of bike parks these days, they're featuring the same flavor trails. We're really raw, rough terrain, a lot of natural stuff. It's just unique, raw mountain biking. Like it's the stuff that we all love to ride.
Unrefined, raw, natural. Almost sounds like an ad for Whole Foods. The trails range from steep to really steep.
This is so freaking steep!
To steep as and they're exactly as Nico described. Raw. Many would take this to mean beat up and poorly maintained, but that wasn't the case at all.
Oh, coming through!
Windrock has traditional flow trails just like you would find at any other bike park. Most notably, Talladega is a really fast blue trail with serious flow. But the rest of the park looks more like this. This is the stuff I really like.
Finding the flow.
Instead of some grand plan to eventually add a chairlift, Windrock has doubled down on shuttles, even buying this truck and building out this trailer from scratch. This shuttle was able to accommodate everyone that Saturday, and there were 2 school buses of additional capacity waiting in the lot. If you watch my friend Phil's video, you can see this firsthand. Since the trails are really steep, you'll likely finish your run before the shuttle returns. Instead of waiting on a lift line, you'll hang out by the fire. Everyone then jumps back on the shuttle at the same time for a surprisingly short and wild ride up the mountain. At the main summit, you'll have access to Talladega and most of Windrock's other trails. But continue up the mountain and you'll reach a single-track descent called Windmill at twice the elevation. I had the task of attempting to follow Nico down Windmill, and he was going easy on me. While most of Windmill reminds me of traditional single-track you'd find outside of a bike park, there are lots of goodies there you'd rarely find on public trails. Windrock doesn't need to worry about other trail users or even making the trail predictable or safe. This is the kind of single track that predates the machine-cut jump berm superhighways of today. It's unpredictable, loamy, raw, and not without its share of hazards.
Yeah, I don't even know what just happened. Oh.
And there are other parts of the park with the same characteristics.
That is Nico's trademark style.
He wastes no energy, just...
After the Pro GRT race earlier this year, there were a few parts of the course left over.
All right, I'll follow you.
We'll take Seth down Horseface.
Take him down Horseface?
Yeah.
Good luck.
Oh, hell yeah.
Should I like give you a hug and say goodbye? Cause you know.
Whatever, I'm just gonna follow and hope for the best. I've followed some people down some pretty fucked up before, so I'm just...
The steepest trail you'll ever ride in your life.
All right, so Nico said this is the steepest trail I'm ever gonna ride.
Horseface isn't marked and isn't officially part of the downhill park, but the builders showed us where it was. Be prepared for some serious GoPro effect, as the playback doesn't do the steepness any justice.
How slow this approach is, kind of unsettling. Oh my God. Holy shit. This is the steepest trail I've ever ridden in my life. Hands down. Holy shit, I just took the wrong line. It's like snowboarding. Oh God, this is freaking awesome. Okay, let her get a little distance on me. That was awesome. I got caught off track.
Rachel is a pro downhill racer, and all she could do is laugh at the bottom of Horseface, hysterically. That is a genuine and not uncommon reaction. But after watching this on a 4-inch phone screen in 2 dimensions, at least one commenter always feels the need to say,
"If you think that's steep, you should ride."
Insert trail here. My guess is that the trail in question also looks pretty mellow when filmed from a GoPro. I had to go back up to smash Horseface properly.
Awesome is that? All you can do is laugh.
How does that even work?
How does that even work?
How does that even work?
And Shaggy had pretty much the same reaction as Rachel did. Time to get to work on Alexander. With a little work, I could goad him into riding Horseface.
I am so nervous.
Don't be nervous, you're gonna be fine.
We're gonna look at it and I'm gonna assess.
This is as bad as it gets right here.
Let's go.
All right, let's do this. Go this way, not to the right. Hit the catch berm.
That's insane.
Ooh. Woohoo! And that's it, man.
Holy shit.
It's the whole trail. It comes out over here.
I did it.
And now it gets, yeah, you did, I told you.
Yeah, boy.
All right, man, you want to hike back up? No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't pressure you into doing something that was
I know, I trust you. That's
super
why,
up. Now,
I trust you a lot at this point. That's why I did that.
It was getting cold and dark, and I would unfortunately have to drive 3 hours back home to snowy Asheville. But Windrock ended up being everything I had hoped for and more. No, I'm not going to rate it like I've done with other downhill parks. Windrock is too different, and I'm too biased. This is now my favorite bike park, and if you've ridden Windrock, I want to hear about it in the comments. And no, I'm still not getting a downhill bike. Thanks for riding with me today, and I'll see you next time.